Hey everyone, it's Naomi, and welcome to the Firecracker Department Aftershow, where I get to talk to some of my core team members about past podcasts, and we talk about what has jazzed us, what's inspired us from my discussions with these guests. We've got Emily Churchill, who's the meditation department, and she's in Los Angeles. We've got AJ Edmonds, who's doing content creation, brand creation, and she's in Los Angeles. And then we've got Anna Gustafson, who's the head of the comedy department, and she's in Toronto. I am so excited to talk about our guests because it's guests. We've got Jess Salomon and Eman El-Husseini, and we had such a good time with this chat. It was really fun. What did you like about this chat? Anna, let's start with you.
I love how scrappy they are.
I know.
Who they are on stage is who they are when you know them. And that scrappy kind of, like in a comedy, like you said, you have a straight man and there's nothing straight about these two.
No.
Just that hilarious, that scrappy banter that they have is hilarious. And then when they talk about how the things that they don't want to say in front of their family, because it's about their family, but they do, and everybody has a CD now. So I loved all that mix up of being who they are so deeply that those things are on their radar.
Yeah, it really feels like they're always just mining for jokes. Do you know, like just in case
but
something comes out. No,
not in
that
shitty way that somebody's always on. They're legitimately living hard, and that sound right? Living right, just sort of into it, and the scrappiness is where all this stuff bubbles out of, because they have conversations about it, and they're looking at things from every angle,
and totally relatable, like so relatable. Not only, I mean, I love these two because not only do they have their individual careers, like Jess was on the Tonight Show when Eman was like fully supportive, and then Eman's like going to us, or maybe she's already gone to JFL Australia, but they both have their own careers individually, and then they come together in this like dynamic duo. Yeah, AJ.
It's amazing hearing them talk, because there is that scrappiness and that like the endless joke of who came up with the joke first. But there was this beautiful like gratitude for one another and lack of competition. They acknowledge that they make something really great together, but they are completely different comics individually, and so they're not going to get the same jobs, and they're not going to be competing with each other in the same sort of fields. And it was just really lovely to hear that support, both in a partnership on stage and off stage.
Yeah. And it's also on their social media. Like they really raise each other up. Yeah. Emily?
One thing that I loved, and I wrote it down, was I think Eman said, I said that correctly, I hope.
Yeah.
She said something about how she said something to her parents and they had no idea what she was talking about, like the Tonight Show, I think it was. And she knew they didn't know what she was talking about. And that has happened to me on many occasions, but especially with my one-woman show, I was talking about being gay, and my dad's totally conservative, but was laughing the whole time. So I don't think he knew what I was talking. I think he just was laughing at my face or something. Like, I don't know what he was laughing at, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't what I was talking about, because it was like, my dad's been married now 6 times, and he's like, I'm like, no, it's true. You have been married 6 times, no clue.
Yeah.
So I love that part, because it was like, oh, it's not just me. Oh, thank gosh.
No, we all have parents that have like what they think we do and then what we actually do. Like when we were having our TIFF party last year with Firecracker Department, my father was like, good luck with the theater show. And I was like, oh no, it's not even. What else? AJ.
Oh my gosh.
Just thinking about every time, like the misinterpretation of like what we do. So myself and my partner also has a very non-traditional job in motorsports, but he teaches high end. Like he sits in Ferraris and like goes on a track very fast. But I went to a family event. They're like, so we hear your new boyfriend teaches young drivers.
I was like, they just need to relate to it. But that's it's so great about this duo, is that they're so relatable. Like they're so different with their point of view and their approach to I mean, not even their approach to marriage. Like I find like what we were talking about, I'm like, oh, I get that with my marriage, and I get what they're talking about. Anna?
My dad came to a show once because I was in my hometown and they asked me to do a little show as part of another show. And all I could hear, my dad's worked in very loud places. So all I could hear is I do a bit and him, what? To mom, what's she saying?
Oh boy.
So I could hear my dad heckling through my mom, but kind of looking for information and trying to understand. But it was just, what?
Oh my
He
gosh, love
he
it.
didn't leave when I said penis, if I said penis, but that was so sad that her dad got up and left when she said the word. Supposed to say private.
Oh my God.
What else? What else did they talk about that really jazzed your heart?
I loved when they were talking about working with your partner, because I work with my partner, and he's directing and I'm acting and producing, and it's fine. I never thought it would be fine, to be honest, until you find that person. So to see them work so well together, it was so refreshing.
Yeah. I mean, some people get along really well, but then when they work together, it doesn't work. Like
Yeah.
they're really lucky. They've got so many layers to their relationship. And I remember Jess talking like, this is a man's first relationship, not female male, but just first relationship.
Okay.
So I think that was her clue. She was like, just find somebody that it's their first relationship because they just do everything. Like it's the honeymoon phase all the time. Yeah.
I love it.
I thought they were so fun. It's great to listen to a duo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was really such a great interview to listen to.
Any final thoughts about these two?
I'm taking away that work ethic. Man, they
Yeah.
work so they're so aware of what they're doing, and they're so. I mean, they have different ways of doing things. One is very whiteboard. One is very gut. But that bringing those two things together and pumping out the kind of material that's so smart. Like it's not. They're not just standing together on a stage and telling goofy stories. It's like, holy shit, how did they think of that? Like it's not who they are. Just there's a duo and you go see the duo. It's the quality of their material as individuals, and then bringing it together is just astounding. Like I could watch them all day. They're so good.
Yeah, and as you said, they're smart. They have like such a interesting and authentic point of view. It's really a treat.
And their cartoons, the El-Salomons,
yeah.
it's like the New Yorker. Like sometimes you go, I got to think about this. Oh, that's hilarious. Like it's like sometimes it's a little bit like you have to try a little bit because they're smart. And I love that. I love when it takes a second to find where the joke is.
Speaking of voices, where are you putting your voices these days? Emily, where can we find your talent?
Well, voices, I'm doing the Firecracker meditation, and I love recording them. I've done 3 now. We'll do a 4th one today. So yeah, just spreading love and light, hopefully.
I love it. I love it because you do Reiki as well. So we're starting this as just for core members, but I think eventually we're going to, introduce it and share it with the rest of the community of the Firecracker department. So how about you, AJ? What's going on?
My short film just got into a festival. So I'm into the deep scramble of finishing it. Because I was like, no, we'll be done by March. And let me tell you.
It's almost there.
We're so close. And
that made me really sweaty.
Yeah.
Anna, how about you? What's going on?
I did, again, the Wednesday comedy department Twitter takeover. We're starting to get a little bit of traction there. We're building a list of funny women on Twitter every Wednesday. And then monthly we put out a list, and it's so fun. Like I
love it.
It's good for you when you're Twitter can be very horrible or Twitter could be very inspiring, but how does that person write that joke? How do I think like that? I have a bit like this. And it just, I don't know, it turns my brain on. Love it.
I love that you do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, Anna's in the world of comedy department, and it always lifts up the week, that hump day. Thank you. Speaking of duos, a show that Matt and I were on, Carter, is on WGN here in the States, and so you can see our chemistry on screen. It's with Jerry O'Connell, and it was super, super fun to do. So go check that out. And since you're probably on your computer 80% of the day, go check firecrackerdepartment.com. Subscribe to our newsletter to keep in touch with all the things Firecracker Department. We've got a script reading series in Los Angeles, as well as one starting in Toronto. We've got so many cool events coming up. We'd love to have you there at Firecracker DEPT in our social media. So drop us a line. Let us know what you thought about this after show. Thanks, everybody. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye.